What's going on, guys? It's Groove, back with another book review, and today we have Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I like this book better than the Think or Grow Rich book, which everybody, goes crazy over, but nobody really ever talks about this one. This is literally a book about him. He's having an interview. It's like he has the devil on trial, and he's in the courtroom, and he's interviewing the devil. This book was kept under wraps for about 80 years, because of course he wrote this in like the 1930s, and try going to a publisher and saying that, hey, I have this new book idea and I'm interviewing the devil. They would have put him in the loony bin immediately. He had passed on, and his wife still didn't want it released, so she gave it to her daughter, and then her daughter didn't want it released until the daughter died. And anyways, like, this book came out in, I believe, 2011. So again, he almost 100 years later, after he wrote this book, it was finally released. He goes on to talk about how you have two entities in your body at one time, and one is faith, and then the other one is fear. And today we just let fear control us, and we see it every day on the news. It's just more fear, 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 fear. I've even noticed it. Even when it comes to YouTube and content creation, if you look at a video and it has, 5 reasons the world is getting better, it'll have 1,000 views. 5 reasons the world is getting worse, 10,000 views. Like, for some reason, we just gravitate towards fear, and we're just so fearful. So when he has the devil on trial, the devil's main trick or tactic, how he gets to people, is through fear. The devil uses fear to control people. When you are fearful or when you're scared, you think differently, you move differently, you plan differently, you talk differently, you raise your kids differently. Fear is, again, in the book, he describes fear as a manipulation tactic of the devil. When it comes to life and success, he talks about how, poverty is demonic. And it kind of like, at first, it's kind of like, you're kind of taken back, like, what I'm saying? Like, I know plenty of poor people. Like, what do you mean poverty is demonic? But it's true if you think about it. When somebody is poor and somebody doesn't have money or they're hurting, those are usually the ones that resort to doing the worst things, whether it be stealing or killing. It lowers your time horizon. So now, instead of thinking, what is my life going to be like in 6 months or a year, or how I can plan for the next 5 years, it's kind of like, what do I need to do now to get some money? Or, what I'm saying? And it makes you think about, it lowers your time preference to right now, and sort of, kind of resorting to doing the worst things to just get by. And, he says that's just another trick of the devil, is to keep people in poverty. And so they go out and do the worst things in society. He's pretty much getting it out of the devil as far as, what tricks the devil uses to control society. He also tricks the devil into telling him, like, what you can do to not, go down the route of the devil and go down the route of faith. Thinking for yourself is the #1 thing you can do to get away from the devil. Don't waste your time thinking positive. Don't quit. Having a positive attitude. So many people today, they just waste their time and they have negative attitudes, and then they're just like, oh, I don't know why my life sucks. And it's because it's like, well, you just wasted the entire day. You didn't do anything. A beautiful quote from this book. I got to pull it up right quick. Your thoughts and faith through your mind's eye or your sixth sense open a portal to infinite intelligence, and a sort of guardian angel tells you what you need to do. This infinite intelligence may transmute one's desires into physical form. I love that, and I agree with that. And it is often kind of funny, like, you'll be going through life, and something inside of you will be telling you you need to do something. And some people just ignore that, and some people actually follow that. But it's like, where did that come from? Who is that? What is that? Is that, a guardian angel? Like, what is telling me that I need to go pursue this? And that is kind of crazy. If you listen to, Billy Carson or some of these other people that believe we're living in a simulation, and through our pineal gland that we are connected through all of this intelligence, it says the same thing, that everything that we want to know in this universe is already inside our mind. And we just need to access it and bring it out. If we have faith that, whatever we want to do will come out through, our third eye. It's just like, where did that idea come from? Like, where did that, that thought process come from to go do this or go pursue this goal. You know, even this right here, like as I'm on my YouTube journey, like again, I'm starting from nothing, but something inside of me told me to set this up like this instead of just using my cell phone, which is what most people will recommend. If you want to get into content creation, they'll say just go straight to the cell phone. Well, something inside of me told me to, you know, set up this nice little background that I have and do it professional, you know, before I've even started making my first video. And so I kind of followed that voice myself, and you know, wherever it takes me is wherever it takes me, but it told me to do that, so that's what I did. The last part of this book is kind of funny. Not only does he have a conversation with the devil, but he literally like craps on the entire society and how things are run. Everything from the school system and church, which were two big things back in the early 1900s. He talks about how the school system just teaches kids to memorize. You know, everybody's just trying to memorize so they can pass, but they don't really teach kids to think. Or how in the church, you know, everybody goes to the church and everybody feels like they need to pray to God to be like, oh, please, can you please do this? Or can you please make this better in my life? And he's like, you don't need to pray to God. You need to demand, like, I will accomplish this. I will get that done. I am great at my job. I can accomplish that, instead of just praying and being like, oh, please. I can see again, well, you know, people might say that now, but you know, if you think about that back in the 1930s, that was a big no-no. You know, it's true. The school system today, it literally just, you know, people are just in there trying to memorize, you know, their work so they can pass the test, but nobody's really actually thinking like, you know, why is it this way? Who am I? What am I supposed to do with my life? Like, you know, everybody's just memorizing to get through the school. I believe that definitely needs to change. And he talks about, you know, the only school is the school of life. You know, that's the best teacher, is just getting out there and just going after your dreams, you know, going after your goals and learning. Even if you fail, you know, you can sit there and figure out what went wrong and change it and go chase your goals again. How the school system kind of like punishes failure. And he's like, failure is nothing but just a learning lesson to make some tweaks and then go at it again. And so he doesn't believe in failure. He just believes in lessons. But he's so in belief, like whatever you think can come out, you can transmute it, you know, through the universe. From, like he said, this infinite intelligence, and it can come into your mind and you can literally bring that into the physical and make it happen. And I truly believe it. Whatever you want to do, if you have full belief in it and you actually put a plan together and, you know, get some action behind that and go chase it, you can, whatever you want to do in this world and whatever you want to accomplish, you can get that done. Again, this is one of his works that kind of fly under the radar, but I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the interview style, that the question and answer portion going back and forth with the devil. I thought that was really interesting and clever. That's it for this one. Leave a like and subscribe for the algorithm if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.